Assalamualaikum. My group will be present about Erikkson, Psychosocial theory of development. So, who is Erikkson? Erikkson is a German psychoanalyst that be influenced by Sigmund Freud, and he has brought three aspects of identity. First, the ego identity, which means ourself, in myself, and two, personal identity, which is distinguish a person from another, which means by a person with another person, and three is social culture identity, which means that consider as a social role a person might play around her society. And Erikkson psychosocial theory of development also consider the impact of external factors, parents, and society on personality development from childhood to adulthood, which categorized in 4 stages that will be explained by other group mates.
Hello, my name is Nashira binti Bohar, bench number 14271. I'm going to define and give a short explanation about infant and toddler. Infant is the first stage of Eriksson's psychosocial theory of development, which is first, infant depends on their parents, especially mom or mother. A child's first trust is always their parents. If the parents expose their child to warmth, regularity, and dependable affection, the infant's view of the world will be one of trust. According to Erikkson, the mental developmental task to infancy is to learn whether or not people regularly satisfy basic needs. For example, if parents or caregivers are consistent with sources of food, comfort, and affection, the infant learns to trust others are dependable and reliable. Okay, now I proceed to my second point, which is toddler. Toddler, also known as will. At this stage, the children start to explore their surroundings. Children at this age like to explore the world around them and constantly learning about their environment. At this age, they also like to know about their interests. For example, if children enjoy the music, they are likely to love play with the radio, and children who are love to play outside or outdoors, they will like to play with animals and plants. So that's all from me. Thank you.
First stage is initiative versus skill. This is stage for children around 3 to 5 years old. In this stage, they begin to explore more about their interpersonal skills by planning activities, make up games, and initiate with others. Through these activities, they begin to develop sense of initiative and feel secure in the ability to lead others and make decisions. Conversely, if this stage stops either by criticism or control, they will remain as followers for their friends and begin lacking in their initiative. First stage is industries and inferiority. In this stage, the children are around 5 to 12 years old. They begin to learn how to read, how to work and to do things on their own. In this stage, and if they are encouraged and reinforce their own initiative, they will feel confidence in their ability to achieve their goals. If it's not, they will begin to feel inferior, doubting their ability to and therefore may not be able to achieve their goals. And success in this stage, they will gain they will gain virtue of competence.
Stage 5, adolescent. Adolescent refers to 12 years old until 18 years old person. In this stage, they will form their own identity. However, if they fail, they will lead to identity confusion. And beware, don't pressuring someone into identity, because it will lead a negative identity. Stage 6. Stage 6 is young adult. Young adult is referred to 18 years old and until 40 years old person. In this stage, they will more intimately with others, and they will explore new relationship with someone other than family. Successful in this stage they will lead a comfortable relationship. However, avoiding it will lead to
Next, we
isolation,
move on to the seventh
depression.
stage of generativity versus stagnation. This comes in the middle adulthood between the ages of 40 and 65, where you start to feel settled in your life, whether it's your job or your family or your relationship, so like with your children or your spouse, your marriage. You start to question how important is your existence in the world. Are you a productive member of society? If you don't feel like you are like a successful person, or you've had an unworthy life, an unproductive existence in the world, you start to stagnate, you start to feel like nothing and become nothing. You need to overcome these challenges, and if you overcome these challenges, you achieve. Now we come to the last stage, the eighth stage of integrity versus despair. This comes at the end of your life, so 65 plus, where you're already an old person, you're retired, you're not a productive person, you're not really working much, and you're just exploring life outside of the working world. So at this age, you start to look back at your life, you start to ponder over whether it's been successful, whether you've met your goals, whether you've fulfilled everything you've ever wanted to be. On the other hand, if you're the type where you look back and you don't feel like you've met all your goals, you don't feel happy with what you've achieved in your life, you don't feel like you've achieved much, you've been unproductive, this will lead to despair, where you can feel depression or hopelessness out of overthinking your life so much. Because it's actually the age where you should be feeling closure. You need to achieve this, you need to overcome those feelings and achieve the virtue of wisdom, where you can be settled in your life and accept the fact that you are going to die.
Okay, so in conclusion, Erikkson is rather vague about the causes of development, what kinds of experience must people have in order to successfully resolve various psychosocial conflict and move from one stage to another stage. Perhaps these psychosocial stages does not have universal mechanism to be observed. In that, Erikkson acknowledged history is more a descriptive overview of human needs, human social and emotional development. But one of the strengths of Erikkson theory is it has an ability to tie up the all of stages across the entire lifespan.